I just want to start off with every like that this video gets goes through my therapy after being in this call with Mushroom Girl. Do not condone anyone going to Mushroom Girl's channel and attacking her. Anyways, let's start this. Yo.
So, first of all,
So you think a thesis has nothing to do, like, it's not a theory?
no, that's called a hypothesis.
Alright, can you look up the definition of thesis? Because I can tell you it right now. It says a statement or theory that is put forward.
Well, yes, statement or theory.
Right, it's a theory.
In the context I was using it in, it is a main idea. That's the context I was personally.
But it's a theory, though.
That's the
your theory was that it doesn't go more outside of fiction. That's your theory, that it doesn't go further than fiction when it clearly does. Alright, analogy right now. If someone made content you really like, right? Are you gonna post more of that content and feed into their addiction to your content?
I guess, but the issue.
So no. So what's the difference with CP then? Lolly.
First of all, Lolicon being CP is technically true, but it's debatable.
But it's not debatable because it's illegal.
No, I'm
because it's illegal.
Going to explain to you. Please let me finish. Lolicon, while it is technically considered illegal in the US, it is a law that is never actually enforced, and a lot of lawyers I've seen posts from lawyers, and in the video you covered, I show evidence for that by showing a lawyer who said that you are not going to get arrested for.
Yeah, you're probably not going to get arrested for it, but you also got to think it's feeding an addiction that's very bad, and at some point that fucking predator is going to go out and do something.
Well, the predator's gonna do something no matter what the fiction is.
But it's feeding the addiction that's gonna happen sooner. And you know what you're doing?
What am I doing?
You're supporting this shit, right? You're supporting this shit until something bad happens, and then you're like, no, we can put that to the side because the main idea is that it's just fiction. But in reality, it's a lot harmful than you think, and as you said, it is.
The shit you're talking about, that being like pedophiles harming real children, is where it stops becoming fiction. Like in your video,
right, but
you said,
my point is it's more than fiction. It's an addiction that is being fed into by artists, and that's why I say it is an addiction. That is an addiction. It's an addiction towards. It's a sexual attraction towards children. That's an addiction.
Yes, that's not.
That is an addiction. Watching child porn is an addiction.
I'm just confused now. Sexual attraction is not an addiction. Yes, you can have an addiction to porn and sex and
most pedophiles probably have an addiction to watching child porn.
The addiction isn't the issue. It's the fact that
it is the issue. Right, but if they have an addiction and they're attracted to children, that's both an issue. Those are two fucking issues.
Well, but no, I'm just saying, why are we bringing up the blah 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 addiction when the addiction is
it's a problem. It is. It's feeding into an addiction is causing it to happen sooner. It's gonna happen sooner. Yes, it is. It's been.
I need evidence to prove this, and if you don't have evidence to prove this, then I'm not gonna listen to you, because you can't just make claims about people's brains and how people's brains work without showing any kind of evidence or even looking at any kind of evidence, because you're literally saying,
hold on,
trust me, bro. And I'm just trying to say that something like, yes, I do agree that, you know, pedophiles, I get what you're trying to say, kind of,
but it makes the most sense to not support fucking children being drawn sexually.
Well, here's the thing, and like,
I'm just kind of confused on why you support this, because it makes no sense.
If you actually let me speak, I would be able to explain that to you, but you keep interrupting me to say, no, you're wrong, when I haven't even explained my point yet.
Explain it then.
Okay, well, the thing is, I think that the issue with pedophiles abusing children isn't an issue with a porn addiction or a lolly addiction. It's an issue with a number of factors, and what those factors are you could look up
Right, but one of those factors can be an addiction, though, can it not?
Well, I don't. I'd have to look that up.
But it's an obvious answer, though. It's like if someone's indulging in content and they like that content, they're gonna want more.
But I mean, not necessarily, because being
what
you don't necessarily have, no. Let me explain, because you're not letting me fully explain my point, and I've been letting you fully explain what you have to say. But the thing is, pedophilia isn't caused or factored by some kind of addiction. It's because this person has urges towards wanting to have sex with real children. Because the thing is, with one of the issues with, like, saying that drawing children and fictional children that don't exist in sexual situations being bad, one of the issues with saying that is harmful is that fiction, with the lines of age, when it comes to fictional characters that don't exist, it's very difficult to put a line there, because you can say a character is any age, but you can't do that with real minors, because the reason why doing that with real minors is bad is because they are not able to fully understand they're not able to fully consent to, like, this adult who is much more physically, mentally stronger than them. But when people are consuming this in fiction, there could be 101 reasons why they listen to this.
Can I make a point?
Sure.
Well, okay, so why doesn't the fictional version of a child have consent? Like, why do they not have consent?
It's a fictional character. They don't exist.
But they're considered a minor.
No, they aren't, because they're not real.
You guys heard it, right? So lore doesn't matter. Lore doesn't matter. Even a fucking lolly is like 500 years old and it's not considered a child. And like that's the main point of why people think lolly is okay, because it's not really a child, but they're considered a minor, though.
But the character, first of all, the character doesn't exist. They're not legally considered a minor because they don't exist. They're not real. Second of all, no fictional character can consent because it's a drawing. It's a drawing. It's an animation, whatever, and it's not like you can't. That character can't give consent because they don't exist. Like, and what you can say a character is any age. That's why there's the whole joke with 1,000-year-old lolly thing.
That's not a joke, though. That's like an actual thing people call. Like,
yeah, it's a thing.
It's disgusting.
It is a thing. It is a thing people do, and I know that is. But that's just kind of proves the point that character technically isn't a minor.
Yeah, but technically, but they look like a child on purpose to get people to get off on it.
But some adults look like children. That's
right.
Like,
and in my video, I made a point saying it sexualizes people who look like children, and it also sexualizes people who are children.
But sexualizing a fictional character doesn't automatically mean you're sexualizing the real life counterpart, because again, like, fiction doesn't automatically equal reality.
But it can quickly turn into reality. It can cause someone's urges to get worse, can it not? If someone is looking at lolly, it can cause their urges to get worse.
If someone has those urges, they are going to have those urges at the same level that they always do, because of mental illness. It's not some addiction.
But you brought up urges. You brought up urges, right? And if someone's indulging in content they know, like the fictional character's a minor and is jerking off to that shit, do you not think their urges are getting worse because they need to indulge? They need to indulge in that stuff so it goes away. And sometimes it doesn't go away.
No, it doesn't go away, because pedophilia is a mental illness. Mental illness doesn't just fly away.
So you don't.
How you get rid of pedophilia is you go through extensive therapy and shit like that. A pedophile, indulging in this content. First of all, not everyone who indulges in this content is a pedophile, because first of all, some of them are younger than 16.
Anyone who looks at lolly as an adult is a pedophile. Okay. It's that simple. It's that fucking simple to understand that. And you think that's okay? You think that's okay?
No, I don't think that young children should be indulging with pornographic content, but it still happens.
But putting this shit out on like Twitter and stuff, right? If an artist puts that shit out on Twitter and knows there's minors on Twitter, don't you think that's weird?
Would that not apply to all pornography, regardless?
Yeah, I'm not, dude. I made a whole point on.
And also,
Twitter.
Wouldn't that also apply to sites like Pornhub?
Well, you have to be 18 plus to enter there, so.
Children lie about their age all the time.
Right, but you realize they're putting in laws now for it to get like ID'd and shit.
Well, still what? There's a lot of websites, like I can name a few. Toy House, I think, for Affinity. I'm not sure. I've never really been on that site. And stuff like that. They have, porn. They have porn on them that is allowed. But the thing is, if you make your age under 18, it will block you from that content, which is, and. It's like whether porn in general should be on Twitter or whatever is a huge discussion. Everyone's made their own arguments for it, and I get both sides. But what's so special by the logic you're giving? What's so special about specifically Lolicon when this is an issue with all pornographic content on the site?
Because other pornographic shit does not involve children. It doesn't have anything to do with children until it's lolly.
Well,
child.
That's not really the argument.
That is the argument, though. Well, the argument is child porn is bad. That's my argument, and that's why you shouldn't be a pro-shipper or pro-fic. Like, I understand if it's like a book and it tells a story about someone getting essayed and having to go through therapy.
What if it's a manga? Can I
I don't support manga that.
Okay. So what I'm getting is that if it's you're allowed to portray it in words, but if the second you
dude,
it's an issue because here's the thing: manga tells a story. Like mangas are.
But manga also has images that can.
So the issue isn't whether it tells a story or not. It's whether it's an actual image. And by the way, just like images of fictional children can be considered CP technically.
It is considered CP though. Like it's not technically considered CP. It is.
Well, I'm saying technically because you're not going to get arrested for it.
Well, it's okay. You can jaywalk. Is that still illegal?
Yeah, you can.
Is that still illegal?
Yes.
So it's not technically illegal. It is illegal.
Yes, it being technically illegal and illegal is basically the same thing. I'm just saying technically to explain that. Just to kind of show that you're not going to get arrested or you're not going to get actual legal trouble for it.
But there's been many cases where it has caused people to get in legal trouble for it. I literally showed 2 sites where it tells about something about this person getting like in legal trouble and going to jail.
99.999% of the time.
I don't think that's an actual statistic though.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, my point is most of the time it's not going to be an issue. And here's the thing, for something
I just looked it up. It took 2 seconds to look this up. You could be arrested or in charge with a crime if you possess any lolicon.
Oh, yeah, if you are already charged, the legal system might tack that on because the legal system fucking sucks.
The legal system sucks for not wanting people to have CP on their hard drive? What?
And apparently that's only an issue when you're already being... It's a weird...
Since lolicon depicts an identifiable minor engaging in sexually explicit situations, it violates federal law. In other words, you could be arrested and charged with a crime if you possess any lolicon.
But that doesn't happen.
But that does happen.
Technically, the law might. Technically, the fucking.
You think there hasn't been a person who's been arrested for this?
I mean, maybe once or twice, but
it's probably more than once or twice.
People like, why is if lolicon is so illegal, why is it so easily available online? Like, you can literally look it up and find it so easily on fucking Twitter, on like fucking wherever. Like,
do you know how easy it is to obtain child self? Very easily. And
how do you know that?
Because there's sites like fucking what's Telegram, where you can obtain that easily as fuck.
Dedicated sites for it, because it is, you need to.
There's dedicated sites. Yeah, Telegram is not a dedicated site for anything. It's a fucking chatting site. People go there to get fucking child. And you want to know how I know this? Because I've seen people catch people on Telegram wanting to buy child.
Well, yeah, maybe, but like, do you ever see it on fucking public social media sites? Ever?
What?
Ever? Real CP of real children?
No, like, because that's not like a mainstream thing that people post, because it's likely to get taken down.
Yeah, exactly. It's likely to get taken down.
But if you're on a site that you realize there is sites out there that have that stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely. But it is so, like, you have to. It is pretty difficult still compared to finding lolicon to find. You want to know why? Because the cops actually give a shit about real children being harmed.
Right, but you're also pushing a narrative that it's okay to sexualize children just because it's fictional.
But if the children are real, okay, no.
If the children aren't real, okay. So what's your point?
Okay,
just because it's not real, it doesn't make it a problem.
Well, I just want to tell you all of the things that has to happen for a piece of artwork to be considered CP. Just because a character is technically a minor and is being drawn in those ways doesn't technically make it CP. How it needs
does.
To be. No, I'm gonna explain exactly how this works. So what happens is that, and this is with a lot of things, that it needs to be put in front of a judge and jury, and that judge and jury have to subjectively look at this piece of art and say, does this look enough like a child for it to be considered CP? And they have to subjectively decide.
Do you actually think it's?
Yes or no.
Do you actually think that's like that?
Yes, because that's how the law works.
They don't.
That's why people have to say alleged for a lot of things, even
if they find it on someone's fucking hard drive, they have like a terabyte of fucking lolicon, they're gonna get arrested, and they're gonna have to go through that shit, which is disgusting.
They're going to be arrested temporarily so they can go to court and they can discuss it if it finds out that actually, this stuff might actually not be lolicon, or I mean, it can be lolicon but not CP, but that's a whole thing. This actually isn't really CP because of this, that, and that. They're gonna let them go. People get arrested and don't immediately get jailed after getting arrested. That's not how it works.
I didn't come here to debate the fucking justice system. No. Okay, I came here to debate that you're pushing a narrative that sexualizing minors is okay.
Oh my god, I'm trying to make a point here. So the judge and the jury has to look at this piece of art and say either it is CP or it's not. Now, they do this based off of subjective factors because that's kind of just how art works. And, and we don't have much to go off of when it comes to that because, like I said, it is very rare that people are getting arrested just for owning lolicon. Most of the time they care more about, actual, crimes that harm people. And sometimes the lolicon stuff might be tacked on, but, it's usually never the main priority.
Your point is it's not much as a problem as other things.
No, because my point is when it comes to real CP, there is only two factors. One, is it considered pornography? That is a pretty easy, thing for a judge and jury to answer. And two, is the person involved under the age of 18? If they click both of those boxes,
I mean, that would be considered child porn. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, and it is. No, I'm trying to explain that it is. Yes, that makes it objectively, CP because it clicks those two very straightforward boxes. And it just shows that with lolicon, it is so subjective that, it's basically based on the judge and the jury's subjective opinion, because if a character is, let's say, 12, but they look old, they look a little bit older, like they could be, 18 or 19, and also, like then it's not gonna be considered CP. But if the character is also like 16, 17, and like they look like, like a 16, 17-year-old, they're on the verge of adulthood, they look like they could be young adults. It is likely, even if the character is canonically a minor, it's probably not going to be considered CP, because really the only way you can consider piece of art to be CP is if it's portraying a prepubescent child, because other than that, you can't really tell whether it's a teenager or a young adult, even with the whole canon age thing, because, like, at the end of the day, it's super subjective, and even then, teenagers aren't really included in it, meaning you can draw a teenager in sexual situations as long as that teenager is fictional, and it's not going to be considered CP, because that's not how that works.
Oh, that is how that works. If you draw a fucking child in a sexual manner, it's considered CP.
But that's not how that works.
That is how that works.
No, it's not. Because
yes, it is. If it's a child drawn sexually, it is CP.
But a judge and a jury will never, ever consider that.
Well, okay, alright, so the majority of people online are not a judge and a jury, and we could all agree that it's CP.
Oh,
what's your point?
Okay, first of all, CP is a legal term. You can't base a legal term off of what people on Twitter say.
But it literally is illegal to have lolicon on your computer.
Technically, but nobody is getting arrested.
But people are getting arrested for it.
You wanna, like, it's so, like, a lot of things are technically illegal and nobody gives a shit because, and plus, even with it being illegal,
I think people should give a shit that people are sexualizing minors.
Well, cool, I guess.
It's not sexualizing real minors, but the problem is you're sexualizing minors and you're making it seem like it's okay to sexualize children.
It's just, you keep repeating that and not giving an actual argument.
Because why do I need to give more of an argument than that?
Because the children don't exist. What else do I have to say to you? And plus,
okay.
It's so fucking subjective. What is and isn't CP based on a million different factors. And
your only argument is that it's fiction, and that's why it's okay.
Well, no, I'm giving other arguments, but you're basically putting your fingers in your ears because, oh, that's too many big words for me.
No, you're just yapping so much. It's something you could say in a few fucking words.
No, I literally have been trying to explain to you how this works from a legal perspective.
Does Mushroom Girl think she's a lawyer or something? What the fuck?
Since you want to talk about how illegal it is,
I didn't say. Okay, let me explain something. Actual child porn, right? Actual child porn, like not illustrated, will make you go to jail longer than lolicon, right? I agree.
Yeah.
Lolicon shouldn't be, but as this like same standards as actual child, but it is still considered child under law, and it still is sexualizing minors as a whole, and it isn't okay.
Okay, I don't know what to say other than you. Listen,
I don't know what to say here, so I'm about to yap on about something that's totally irrelevant.
You keep saying sexualizing minors, but...
It is sexualizing minors. It's giving something an age that looks like a child, making it be a child, and making it do sexual stuff with adults. It doesn't always
have to be with adults.
Okay, but it's still sexualizing minors.
Okay.
It's sexualizing a group of people that can't give consent.
But no drawing can give consent. Because
okay, but the character can't give consent.
The character could very well give consent.
How?
You have to ask the creator of the character.
Oh my god. No.
No, yes.
Okay, okay, Hatsune Miku, right? 16 years old.
Yes.
Can they consent?
Well, from a character canon standpoint, first of all, doesn't have a personality. She's quite literally meant to be a blank slate to do whatever you want with.
Alright, but I'm telling... Okay, what the fuck? No, I was asking, from her age standpoint, can she consent?
I don't... Again, she could have the...
I'm telling you, I'm asking you a very simple yes or no question. Can she consent? As a 16-year-old, can she consent? You didn't hear what her point was going to be. It was going to be that, what if Hatsune Miku had the mental capacity of an adult? What if a minor had a mental capacity of an adult. Does that make it okay for adults to sexualize them? Does it make it okay for adults to sleep with them? No.
No, I guess, but no, but
that's my point. There's not more factors.
Wait,
the factor is she's underage and she can't give consent.
Wait, what about the 1,000-year-old lolly thing? Because first of all, if
that's
they
okay.
Are 1,000...
That's just fucking weird. That's just fucking weird, and it's clearly trying to use children and making children trying to look sexualizing children.
No, let me explain. So, from a character standpoint, if this character has been alive for 1,000 years or whatever the fuck, then she can consent. And also, like the character can consent.
I understand what you're trying to say.
No,
you're trying to say they can consent, and just because they look like a child, then.
Weird. You want to know what I find weird? Foot fetishes. That doesn't mean I'm going around calling people foot fetishes.
All right, listen.
Degenerates.
Listen. Can you listen?
Sure.
Lolicon isn't always, oh my god, it looks like a child, but she's actually 1,000 years old. No, it's not always that. Most of the time, it's children drawn sexually. And it's still fucking really weird for a 1,000-year-old fucking thing to look like a child and make them drawn sexually.
I also think that's weird.
So then why are you supporting it? Why are you supporting something that you find weird? But you are supporting it.
No, I'm arguing it's
right. You literally said Lolly was okay on a call.
Okay, maybe. What do you mean by, if you mean okay as in I like it, then no, but I do think it's okay from a moral standpoint.
How do you find it morally okay to sexualize children, though?
Because it's fictional characters that don't exist.
Okay, if those okay, that's not the problem. The problem is thinking that it's okay to sexualize children in any manner, fictional or not.
But the children, again, all I have, like, you keep saying
if the children were real, can they consent? No, that's my point.
They're not real.
Right, but they can't consent story-wise either. If you're using it because, well, if there's a story behind it, they can't consent. It's still fucking CP and child.
But again, what if it's there is so many fucking arguments as to why a character can and can't consent. And when it comes to fiction, because fiction isn't always realistic. Like, for example, there's
right, but child porn is realistic, and it actually happens. So that's why it's a problem.
Child porn doesn't
You were about to say child porn does not happen?
No, I was going to say that child porn is fictional. Child porn is not realistic.
Yes, what the fuck? It can happen. It is realistic, because it can happen.
But well, what?
It is realistic, because it can happen in real life.
Yeah, let me give you some examples.
There could be, it's a realistic scenario, and that's why it's disgusting.
No, let me...
And illegal, and it sexualizes children.
It being realistic, but these characters often have fucking do not look like real people. They look like fucking they look like fucking anime characters.
Do you know why what do you think anime characters were supposed to look like? Like, what are they supposed to resemble?
They're supposed to resemble cats, actually.
No. What? Cats? No, they're supposed to resemble humans.
Well, yes, but their faces and the way that they express are meant to represent cats. Like, you can look it up. The anime Japanese art style is meant to represent cats.
But not all the time is it the anime art style.
And yes, they are meant to.
And it's still a fucking child and considered a human.
It's not considered a human.
Yes, it is, though. It is considered human. Just because it has features of a cat doesn't make it less human. It's lost a lot of features that are human.
Well, yes, but they don't look realistic. Like, the skin is...
Okay, but the fucking child itself doesn't have to look realistic. The scenario itself can be realistic, and that's why it's bad.
It's not realistic.
The scenario? Give me a scenario where a child is being sexualized where it cannot be realistic.
if it's done using some sort of magic or like
Oh my god.
That thing that like can't happen in real life. What if it's vor of a child? Because you can't swallow
lore?
Vor. Like,
can you type it? Because I can't understand.
VORE.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's basically a very common fetish where people
what the actual fuck? I just looked it up.
Yeah, you shouldn't have, but
this was probably one of the funniest parts of this video. Not gonna lie. Unironically funny from fucking Mushroom Girl.
It's where you eat someone whole. What if it's vor art of a minor?
I think that would be disgusting, but
it's not realistic, so it can't be harmful by your logic.
Okay, but what if it was done by a snake? Then it can be realistic.
A snake can't swallow a whole person.
Yes. Have you seen, like... Hold on.
But also, even if it could, what if it... But you keep saying, like, what you said, what if it's done by a snake? It's usually not. It's human beings or humanoid characters. It's humanoid characters doing it to other humanoid characters.
Right, but it's still sexualizing children, and that's why it's wrong.
But I said it. No, but you said it had to be realistic. You said that was the main issue.
But most of the time, it is realistic. Also, how would you know it's a child being swallowed?
Because sometimes they fucking... First of all, it could be the child doing the swallowing. I don't fucking know. Second of all,
that's just weird. What?
You can show the inside of the stomach using like art magic. It's not that hard.
I still think this is a wild scenario that doesn't really happen in art a lot. But I'm saying
it's an insanely popular fetish. It's
right, like, but the thing is,
same with inflation.
I was talking.
Inflation is another fucking. Well, yeah, you were talking about things that don't prove that.
Again, that's not considered porn, though.
What if the character is naked or those? Sexual...
Then it would be considered porn, and it would be realistic that they could be naked.
But you said the scenario had to be realistic, not the.
Right, a scenario of a child being naked is very much could be realistic. Well, is realistic.
Well, maybe, but not the main point of the drawing, which is the part where they're being eaten.
Why the fuck are we talking about vor?
Because it disproves your argument.
But no, it doesn't, because if it's a fucking child naked, there is still a possibility that the child's naked.
And plus,
there can be realistic parts to a non-realistic thing. And that's why it's disgusting.
But the scenario still isn't realistic, and that's what you said had to be realistic.
I didn't say that. Okay, the scenario has many parts to it, right? It's a story. It has many parts to it. Does it not? It's not just one set thing. Like, it can have a main idea, but there's still more stuff added onto it. Like, a child being naked in someone's fucking stomach is still sexualizing the minor. Which can very much happen. And it does happen.
But, like, you keep adding qualifications also. Like, you're like, oh, well, it's real. Well, it has to be realistic. Oh, well, it's illegal. So, like, it's... I
was stating factual stuff to make it...
Well, no,
what?
You just keep adding qualifications. Like,
but it is illegal.
Yeah, well, first you were arguing, oh, well, it has to be, yeah, well, it's illegal.
This motherfucker talked about their own points, that it has to be realistic to be considered CP. What is she talking about?
And then I started to explain how a lot of lolicon isn't actually illegal because of certain features of the character, because of stuff like that, and it is very subjective. Then you go on talking about how, well, it's...
Dude, I've given you many points on why it's...
All of them are bad.
How? I've given you many points on why fucking lolicon is not okay, and your only point is that it's fiction, and I've explained why it being fiction is also bad.
That's not my only point. I've been making counter-arguments towards your point, towards all of your points this entire time.
Right, but I've also just rebutted them. It's easy.
your rebuttal isn't good though. If your rebuttal
how is my rebuttal not good? You stuttered multiple times and you couldn't answer multiple things, so you went on to a whole different conversation.
Well, it's almost like I was thinking.
But you literally sidetrack. That's what you do. You sidetrack. You talk about one thing, and then when I rebuttal it, you talk about another thing, and then I rebuttal it, and then you talk about another thing, and then I rebuttal again.
Me bringing up something that you have not brought up before that disproves your argument is not me going off topic.
Right, because it is though, because.
No, it's not, because I'm rebuttaling you.
But I'm rebuttaling your rebuttals though. That's the thing though, and you keep you have to keep bringing up more and more stuff because I'm making good points.
That's how a rebuttal works.
I'm making good points, and that's why you keep bringing up more stuff.
Your good points being, well, it's icky and it's illegal.
No, it's not. Have you heard what I've been saying?
Yes, and most of it is literally amounts to the same thing.
Okay? You think that it's subjective to find like this disgusting, right?
Wait, what?
Do you yourself find lolicon disgusting?
Yes, personally.
So then why are you defending people who consume lolicon and make lolicon?
Because I, as an artist...
And I, as a Discord mod, think that lolicon is okay because it's not real children.
Believe in the right for people to draw whatever they want, as long as it is not causing direct harm.
But it is causing harm, and I've explained how it's causing harm. It's influencing other people to think that it's okay to sexualize children.
That could apply to so many
okay, let me explain something. I don't give a fuck about the incest shit. I don't give a fuck about the self-harm shit or the gore. I don't give a fuck about that. The main thing I have a problem with is the child shit.
So you're personally disgusted by this content?
No, it's not personally. It's not a personal disgust. Like I mean, yeah, I'm disgusted by it, but it's illegal. Yeah. There's many good points on why it shouldn't be allowed to be drawn.
But those points have easy rebuttals to it, and those rebuttals...
But the thing is, you have to bring up new shit every time, because I've already...
That is what a rebuttal is. A rebuttal is bringing in things that... It's bringing
Right, but if I wasn't making good points, you wouldn't have to bring in new stuff.
No.
Yeah?
Giving examples.
You gave an example of Vor, and I explained why that can also be bad.
Discussions naturally flow. They don't always stay the same. A lot of the time,
but if we're debating about one set thing and you keep bringing up other stuff,
but it's still under the same umbrella of that thing.
But Vor doesn't have to do with fucking child most of the time.
Yes, it does, because it can. Yes, it does. It can.
Yeah, and you brought up the point. It's not really sexualizing children because it's fiction, but it literally is sexualizing children.
Well, it's sexualizing fake children.
What?
I know.
But the thing is, it's influencing people to think that it's okay to sexualize children.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What the fuck are you? I have proof right here. You're fucking. I don't even know.
Wait, do you think I'm a fucking pedophile?
No, I don't think you're a fucking pedophile. I just think you're a weirdo. I'm gonna be honest. I think you have very bad takes. I think you're a weirdo.
No, but that doesn't. Why did you just say that Then why did you just say that I'm proof that? I
said you're proof that people influencing the shit to think it's okay, because you started off a year ago, right? Saying this shit. That doesn't matter. No, that does not matter. It doesn't matter how old you are. You were 15 years old. You were 15 years old. You knew how bad pro-shipping was and how bad it is to draw children. You were misinformed? No, I think you're misinformed right now. I think you're misinformed right now. You had good points. You had good points on why pro-shipping and pro-fiction is bad. And then you suddenly switch a month later, month ago, right? Today.
No, I switched over the course of over the course of almost 2 years, because I I began healing.
Wait, hold on. Can I ask you a question real quick? It's a genuine question because I've been getting a lot of answers. How old are you?
I'm 16, about to be 17 next month.
Okay. I just want to get that out of the way.
I was 15 at the time. I think I was like 14, about to be 15, but I'll just say I'm 15 for the sake of the...
You want to know how old I am?
How old?
I'm 15. I'm 15 and I know better. I know not to allow children to be sexualized.
Honey, give it a couple years.
Oh, honey, give it a couple years and you think CP is okay. Yeah, because that's how that works.
Give it a couple years. I'm about to turn 16. What's your point? Give it a couple years. You think my mind's gonna open up and be like, you know what? Sexualizing children's okay. No.
No, I'm not saying that you're gonna completely switch and you're gonna be...
No. I'm not gonna switch at all because I'm not fucking delusional.
No, I'm saying...
You're catering to a group of people that think sexualizing children is okay.
How am I catering?
Because you made a video starting off saying pro-shipping is bad, pro-fiction is bad, and then you switch suddenly because you want to cater to a group of people.
Listen to me. I did not switch suddenly. Over the course of about 2 years...
But you did. You didn't make a whole fucking... You made one video about pro-shipping, and then you made another a year later.
Shut up. Shut up. Over the course of many, many months, slowly, I matured as a person.
I think you dematured as a person.
Please shut up. Please shut up. I slowly, over the course of these months, my brain literally grew and matured physically because that's how
it didn't grow that much to where you're like, you know what, child porn, okay, child, okay.
Shut up, please. Can you keep your mouth shut for like more than 3 seconds?
Oh, I got you. Explain your point.
Yeah, and I took in new points of view. People weren't telling me, hey, Lolicon is super based. In fact, a lot of the people who I hang around with still do not think that Lolicon is inherently immoral. But I did get other points of view from people who actually are not on either side of the discussion, and they explained their view just on fiction in general, and I got a lot of outside views, I got inside views, in general, and I also looked at my own creations, and I was like, I have been, all this time, I have been very anti-censorship, and I've always had that view in my head, but I always, because of antis just kind of telling me pro-shipping is bad.
I just want to say real quick, have you seen that bit? I had 400 subscribers at the time. Now I have over 600. Over 600 subscribers. I've gained over 300 since that one video. I want to thank everyone who subscribed. I want to thank everyone who watches these videos. I appreciate all of you.
And not really explain anything. Well, I would always try and think, when I was trying, in my head, justify all of this and how my, I guess you could call it, cognitive dissonance. And I was just trying so hard to, put the pieces together in my head to really, how does this anti-ship thing fit into my views? Because it must be bad, right? So then, over the course of these months, after making my video talking about how pro-shippers are bad, I slowly, this was a slow thing, this wasn't a switch, automatically, one day I woke up and said, hey, I'm a pro-shipper now. I, thought about how, I thought that it's not a fucking big deal if people make fiction that I think is fucking weird, and that I think, is gross, and that I would never want to even look at ever. And I think that's fine, and I'm going to live my life with this new perspective, and argue for the existence of all
I have people in my comments telling me how it personally affects them, and affects a lot of other people too.
What did they say?
Do you want me to tell you? I can just copy and paste this thing.
Sure. Alright. I've seen pornography of adult characters dating child characters, dating and or RPing, okay, the minor, and at the time I was 12, I thought drawing pornography, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay, so I skimmed through it, because it is a pretty big thing, but, so what I'm getting is that this person, as a child, saw this content of children and adults in relationships and whatever, and they thought that was okay, and it didn't influence their views on reality.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing, though. We should be...
Are you really about to... You're really about to explain why this is a one-off thing?
No, I'm about to explain why this isn't the fault of pro-shippers.
How is it not the fault of pro-shippers to go around and tell this person it's okay?
Wait, did pro-shippers... Hold on.
Well, people as a... Like, people went around and said... Well, I'm guessing they're pro-shippers because...
No, did the...
Going around and saying that this stuff is okay and to influence it...
Did pro-shippers specifically go up to them?
I don't know. I'm not them, but I'm assuming people did go up to them and were like, yeah, this shit's cool and based. And it caused them to...
We only have based on what things... So, okay.
What they literally said... They literally said...
No, I'm gonna talk about this both with my understanding of the situation and what you have to say on it. So, from my view, it seems like this person... as a young child, got a hold of this content and it influenced how they thought about reality. And the thing with that is that, yes, I do agree that the pro-ship content did cause this child to think that this was okay. But the solution to that is, again, to put content warnings on this content and mature warnings that say, hey, children, do not look at this. This is not only porn, it's not only like sexual content, but it's
Do you think every degenerate, as I said in my video, is going to put a content warning? Either way, do you think a child who sees this content warning is like, maybe I'm not gonna look at this? Because that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at all.
Yes, it does.
I think we can all agree that children are curious and will probably look at anything they see that says, don't look at this.
I do listen to content warnings.
Majority of the time.
No.
Majority of the time. Yo, I'm telling you right now, majority of the time, people still open that stuff as minors.
Well, then it's not, well, at that point, that's not the fault of
It is, because they're creating this art.
But that could apply... So wait, is creating pornography in general bad to you?
Creating child porn is bad.
No, pornography in general.
If they're both consenting adults, I mean, whoever's in that video or picture is a consenting adult, then I don't find any problem with it.
But what if children find it? Because children...
Then I don't think children should be able to have access to it, but that's not going to stop them to getting access.
Oh, yes, exactly. Thank you for understanding.
But your point was, why not just slap a content warning on there like it's going to help anything?
Well, yeah, but you can also, like, there's a lot of other things that people can do, but at the end of the day, people should not be on sites. Young children, like 12-year-olds.
Children like you who are justifying the drawings of children sexually.
Like me, says the 15-year-old. Anyway,
right, but you're also a child. I know I'm a child, but I'm aware that drawing children sexually is not okay, but you don't.
Okay, cool. Well, here's the
Okay,
thing.
cool. That's the only thing you gotta say? Because listen.
I'm about to go on to
listen.
say stuff. And
this proves my point.
It doesn't prove your point.
It does prove my point, because you're a child who seen people who support this stuff and we're like, yeah, you know what?
Why am I the immature one? And
you are the immature one because you support child porn.
Oh my god, dude, just listen to what I have to say.
I've been listening. It's just a lot of circles and circles and circles and circles, and it's getting really boring.
Well, it should not be on like sites like Twitter or.
I agree.
Or yes, yeah. Because first of all, that's just not allowed. You have to be, I believe, 13 plus to access the site.
13 is still a child.
But yes, I agree. But my point is, 12 and under, according to TOS, shouldn't be on the site. But
people can lie about their age too. Also, not to mention.
Yeah, but that also applies to porn sites.
Not to mention, you know, a lot of everyone on YouTube. I literally looked at my statistics fucking yesterday. 100% or from the ages of 18 through 24. You think that's real? Do you think that's a real statistic?
No, I don't, because children lie about their age. But guess what? That means that children are going to find, a lot of children are going to find porn no matter how much you try and hide it from them. That means that it is on the parents of the children to monitor their
You act like a parent is going to monitor them 24/7 when they're on their tablet.
No, or you could just put parental controls on their tablet or not let them have fucking Twitter or fucking...
You know how easy it is to hide what apps you have on your phone? Saying that's the dumbest shit ever.
What other sites is porn on? All I can think of was like Twitter or like actual porn sites or like fucking... I don't fucking know.
Telegram.
Like, yeah, whatever sites allow porn, you know, parents should be not, because guess what?
Parents should be paying attention most of the time, but most of the time they are paying attention, but don't know the shit is going on.
No, there's this thing, I actually, for some reason, have it enabled on my phone. It's called, I don't know what it's called, but it's a parental control where you have to ask permission from your parent to download apps. It is not that hard to put that on somebody's phone, because I have it on my phone.
I understand that.
I have it on my...
But not every parent knows that's a thing. Also,
then they should look it up. It's not that fucking hard.
A few people in my comments have been asking this question.
What? What's the
in
question?
Quotations, a pro-shipper saying, it's a coping mechanism, chill. And then they say, but they also do like to say, fiction doesn't affect reality. So how is it a coping method if it won't affect reality?
Well, first of all, fiction does affect reality.
Wait, do you guys hear that? It kind of sounds like I won the debate right there. What the fuck? It's kind of weird, right?
I said
but you said no.
No,
you.
I said it.
Okay, I just won the debate right there. You just your whole point is that fiction does not affect reality.
No,
and now you just said you just claimed right there that fiction does affect reality.
No,
Thank you.
Did you watch my video?
Yes, I did. I had to make a video on it. I literally put your video in my video. I literally put your video in my video. I stopped halfway. I stopped at like 20 minutes because I don't care to watch the rest of the 10 minutes of you babbling on about fucking how pro-shipping is okay.
First of all, don't cover it. Second of all...
Don't cover what? I covered it because...
a video you haven't fully watched because there could be things...
I covered 20 minutes of it, right? I covered 20 minutes of it and I say I'm gonna stop here because this is fucking stupid.
Either watch it fully or don't cover it. It's not that hard.
That's not...
Okay. But the point I'm trying to make is that in my video, I explained...
You said sometimes it affects reality, right? That's what you said in your video.
No, I said that fiction does affect reality, but it doesn't affect reality to a 1-to-1 ratio, and that doesn't mean that...
I don't think she understands what she just admitted to right there. A lot of things don't fucking... a lot of things are not a 1-to-1 ratio. Still, those things can be bad. Like, what the fuck is your point there?
That doesn't, like, it's like...
Oh my god.
What?
Alright. So, you claimed that it's okay because it's fiction and it doesn't really affect reality most of the time.
No, that's not what I claimed.
That is what you claimed. You claimed that it doesn't affect reality most of the time.
No,
but what about the pieces where it does affect reality? Like Keemstar's daughter who got drawn sexually.
Oh, that's a whole different discussion.
No, it's not, because it's still fucking lolly. It was made by a lolly artist, you dumb fuck.
It's not a lolly, it's a real child. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah! Why does that draw the line? It's still children being depicted sexually.
But, okay, wait, no, first of all, so you think that...
So you think Shadman is one of the... Do you think Shadman's a good person because I draw lolly?
No, because he draws porn of real children. What?
But it was a one-time thing, and it doesn't affect reality.
Oh, it does affect reality, because first of all, I've literally been telling you for the past minute that it does affect reality. Second of all...
If it affects reality, and it affects reality in a bad way, why are you supporting it, knowing that it affects reality in a bad way?
If you are targeting a real person, a real child, a real adult, whatever, in your dark... pro-ship, lolicon, whatever content, that stops becoming just fiction because it is a real person.
Fiction can lead to non-fiction shit happening, and that's my point of why we should. Yes, it can. You literally just fucking said it can. You just said it can. You literally just said it can.
Okay. Fiction affects reality.
Now you're gonna switch it up what you said because you just fucking proved yourself wrong.
No. Saying that fiction affects reality.
Fiction can affect reality. That's what I said. It can. Doesn't always, but it can, and that's why are we allowing something that can affect reality to happen? It
very well may not affect reality in the specific way that you are saying it will. Just because something affects reality doesn't mean it's going to, or even could affect reality in the way you're specifically saying it could. Something affecting reality could mean fucking anything. It is such a vague term that
but the thing we're talking about is child.
Cool, yeah, but that doesn't mean.
What are you? Oh my god.
That doesn't change anything of what I'm trying to say here.
But it does. But it does. You claim that.
Fiction. You want to know how stuff that kind of stuff can affect reality? It can, like, it can, harm children who end up accidentally stumbling upon it because somebody decided not to put warnings, which is a common thing, and I do think more people should be putting warnings on content.
So
that is a way that it can affect reality.
My point is,
we have anecdotal proof of this, but the whole thing about actually it causes pedophiles to groom children or to touch children, whatever.
But it does. It influences them too.
I want proof of that. I want scientific proof.
It's common knowledge. I've already used this thing. If you like someone's content, you're gonna want more, and it's gonna feed into your want for content, right?
I have a question. Do you play first-person shooter games or just shooter games in general?
Yes.
Do you want to kill people in real life?
No.
Have you ever in your life thought that you want to go out and shoot someone or go out and fucking kill people? No? Well, it's the same fucking thing a lot of the time.
I don't think you can compare video games to drawings of children sexually. What the fuck?
So why do video games not cause violence, but Lolicon causes
video games can cause violence, and I have proof of that. You want? I punched a hole in my wall. That's violence. That's violence. What's your point?
No, it's not.
Are you fucking stupid? Violence doesn't have to always be against something like someone else. It can be against anything. Punching a wall is very much violence. It's not violence against someone else, but it's still violence.
It's just.
You really just need to realize that sexualizing children in any manner, even if it's fictional, isn't okay.
Dude, men punch walls all the fucking time. That doesn't mean that video games cause.
Are you assuming I'm a man?
I mean, anybody, and a lot of people.
So why'd you say man?
General, I don't know.
No, I'm trolling.
It's more common with men, but people in general.
I don't know about that, but okay.
People punch walls all the fucking time. I've heard a bunch of fucking stories of teenagers punching walls because they're pissed about something. That doesn't mean that violent video games caused it.
Okay, you wanna know why I punched my wall? You wanna know why I punched my wall?
Why'd you punch your wall?
Because I died in Fortnite. That's why. So, your point. And you brought up anger issues, right? You brought up anger issues.
Yeah,
So the sexual attraction towards minors can result into actual minors being touched. But it can. How's that any different than anger issues? Because it's just tempting my anger issues, is it not?
Well, no, it's not.
But it is. But it is. If I die in a game and I get really angry at it and I punch a hole in my wall, it's because of the game.
Okay, so should we not let... How old were you when you did that?
I don't know. It was like a couple years ago.
Well, should we...
Fortnite should be illegal, but it doesn't involve children and the touching of children, does it?
Yeah, look. Here brought up Fortnite should be illegal.
It's not like I fucking assaulted someone.
Should Fortnite be illegal?
No.
Then how is this an argument?
Because something that is already illegal, that could affect.
It had to be made illegal. We didn't just come into America.
Are you?
Piece of paper.
How do you think laws are made? It's.
They make them.
Who makes them?
The government created.
Why do they create them?
They create them.
Based off what? Based off what though?
The Constitution?
No. Based off what though? Why do people get the idea of creating laws?
because if you're trying to make the argument that like, oh, it's because they want to protect people.
No. That's not the argument. It's because people, let me explain. Because people come together and show interest in a law that wants to be created, and they do it.
No,
yes.
Always how it works.
Not always, but most of the time.
Well, plus, even if a bunch of people.
Do you realize how the voting system works? You vote for someone who you think has the best interest in your life. And who you, in what you vote for depicts like the outcome of what's gonna get done.
I mean, maybe, but
no, that's not maybe. It is. It's like okay. Let's say Donald Trump will cause inflation to go down, and you really want inflation to go down. You're probably gonna vote for Donald Trump, right? And if you want it so that abortion doesn't get banned in the country, you're probably gonna vote for Kamala.
Yeah, but, okay, but how does that prove anything?
We were just talking about.
Well, we're talking about laws, but how does this?
That people choose what laws get passed? Yes. Hey guys,
no,
welcome
they don't.
back.
The government is the
the government. Hey, what is the government?
The government is a bunch of fucking old people.
No. It's not a bunch of old people. It's a bunch of people.
Well, yeah, but they're all old. But that's besides.
They're not all old. There's actually some people in Congress who are not that old.
Well, yeah, but the people, usually the big people.
Yeah, a lot of them are old. I will agree. A lot of them are old, but not all of them are old. You said all of them are old people.
Either fucking way. That just because a bunch of people come together and decide.
Right,
hey,
but it's also
just because people
they still have to vote for it. You realize that, right?
Well, but just because
people in Congress got to vote for the thing they want to get passed. It's either you don't want it passed or you want it passed.
Okay, but how does that prove that lolicon is bad?
Yeah. What? Yeah. I've made several points on why lolicon is bad because it sexualizes children.
Oh, okay. So we'll just so imagine I came up to you and I was like during this argument and I said I think donuts are a pretty good baked good, and you said how does that prove your point? And I say
what the fuck are you yapping about? This is not a good analogy.
Shit. That's not proving your point and then pretending like it does.
What?
Like I'm stupid when I ask.
Donuts are not fucking children.
Neither are laws. Neither are the fucking people in Congress. What are you talking about?
What are you yapping about?
You're literally just saying shit for the sake of saying
what
shit.
the fuck? No, I was teaching you how the fucking voting system works.
Well, how does that?
Because you didn't know how it worked, and I was telling you how it worked.
But how does that? But how does?
Because you were saying something wrong, and I was telling you how it worked.
Okay, but how does this come back to the discussion? How does this come back?
We got off tracked. That's what we did. We got sidetracked on a different fucking type of fucking argument. We can go back to it. What the fuck were you gonna say?
I don't even remember what I was gonna say, dude. It's been like 3 minutes.
What the fuck is the point of this shit? I'm not gonna change your mind because.
Yeah, the point of this shit is that you're fucking. First of all, you're the one who wanted to discuss with me in the first place.
Yes, I did, and you've. Dude, why? What the fuck? What the fuck?
And also, like, I just want to say that, like, your video was just like, even if you have, like, I was expecting something better than your video, and I did not get anything better than your video. It's literally.
What do you mean? There's hundreds of people in my comments saying they agree.
Well, that's awesome. Those people in my comments saying that
a bunch of fucking weirdos. A bunch of weirdos who support children being drawn sexually.
That's cool. So I see. So it only
supporting illegal acts. Supporting illegal acts.
Oh no! Something being illegal. You don't want to know what else has been illegal? Fucking abortion. Fucking trans people. Transitioning medicine.
I don't think you know what you're talking about, because trans people can transition if they're above the age of 18. They're just trying to ban minors transitioning.
It depends. It
depends on the state, but no state has banned people from transitioning.
Some people are trying to,
they're trying to, like DeSantis, but that's not going to happen. Very unlikely going to happen.
And no,
I'm more into. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm more into politics than probably anyone in this call. So,
well, dude, I keep stopping myself from pulling the 15 card, but I kind of want to pull the 15 card. But that's besides the point.
What you're gonna say? I'm not as politically I don't know as much as you because I'm 15.
No,
I've named names you probably don't even know who the fuck they are. Do you know who DeSantis is?
Yes.
Who is he?
He's a big political guy in a red state.
In what state?
I believe it's either Texas or Alabama. One of those
two. Very far off, actually.
Who is it then?
DeSantis is the governor of Florida.
Oh, Florida. Yeah, I knew it was a red state.
Well, obviously, he wants to ban transgender rights, so...
I'm not even saying that I'm more politically versed than you. I'm just saying.
Then why were you gonna bring up the card? You're 15. You don't know any better.
Well, I was saying that because just in general, every time you open your mouth, all I can think of is the way I acted when I was 15, and it's
But I didn't act like. I don't support children being drawn sexually, though.
Well, okay.
And that's scary because you're gonna turn an adult in the next year.
Yeah.
That's why that's scary. And I already have a fucking 20-year-old in my fucking Discord server telling me it's okay to draw lolicon because it's just fantasies. It's just fantasies.
Cool. We'll just take them out of you.
I already did. They sent me fucking articles that had nothing to do with CP, and they just use it as a point of why CP should be allowed.
Cool. I don't know who that person is, and therefore that's not...
It's someone in my comments defending you.
Well, that's... I don't know who they are, though, so I can't speak on that person's beliefs or how right they are, or what... Because because first of all, I'm not going into random Discord servers talking about how lolicon is the best! I'm not...
I'm not saying you are. But I'm saying you support lolicon.
I don't go into random people's Discord servers or whatever and start talking about that. What?
I'm not saying you do, but when I make a video on that and someone comes in my server from a video I made on you to defend you and to defend why lolly is okay, that's fucking weird.
I think they were kind of stupid for going into your server instead of just discussing in the comments or something. But
they have though. They were discussing in my comments and then they decided to join my server.
Well, whatever you that's besides the point anyway, because I don't that person. I don't know anything about them or if I even know about their existence. But either way, what I was trying to say is that what do you think is going to happen when I turn 18? Wow,
I think you're going to still have the same standpoints if you don't change your mind on a legal thing.
What's the harm in that?
What do you mean? What's the harm? The harm is you're 18 and you might get influenced more to thinking that shit's okay?
Well, the older you get, the less influenced you're able to be.
What? That's not true at all. Have you seen old people in Trump rallies?
Well, yeah, because they were influenced by a young age to support
Really? Really? Because they were fucking 80 years old. Trump rallies.
Yeah. Yes, but they were at a young age because I don't know if you know
young age what?
Used to be young people. It's not specifically Donald Trump. It's just the Republican Party and his views in general. Because his views aren't new.
They're not. And he literally lied about all of them.
New. They go back decades and decades. So these old people, when they were
they don't go back decades and decades because he wasn't running for president for decades.
But no, the beliefs, the views that he pushes are views that were.
Do you not realize politics is basically an influence war?
Sure, yeah, but the thing
Then
is,
you cannot say old people can't be influenced, because I've seen Republicans who are old as shit get influenced into supporting Kamala.
well, no, here's the thing though. If the older you get, usually the older you get, the less likely you are to be influenced. Does that mean you can't be influenced? And by the way, once you
But you said you didn't say less likely. You just said you aren't going to.
No, that's not what I meant though. I meant that you're less
Hey, what you
likely
meant and what you said are two different things. That's why I went all whole on a rant.
Then I'm clearing it up. That's what I meant.
Okay.
And when you and obviously when you hit a certain age, you start to mentally decline, and then you're more likely to be influenced than you were a couple years ago. Like, you start to mentally decline because of like mental like medical issues.
I know.
You're getting old, whatever. But until you hit that age, the older you get, because your brain, is physically maturing as you get older. Your brain kind of caps out at about like 25, I believe.
But what's
your brain is slowly maturing, and as it matures, like once you're, a teenager, that's why teenagers go through phases all the time.
right? But listen, do you think maturing is realizing trying children sexually is okay? Do you think that's maturing?
Yes. 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 Yes.
That's a crazy ass take. What the fuck?
Man, I love points that literally just amount to yikes. It's really fun. But anyway.
What do you mean other than yikes? I've explained why drawing fucking child is wrong.
No, I said the point you just made, which was, that's a crazy take, which basically...
Yeah, that's not a point, though. That's me saying it's a crazy take. That's my opinion on your opinion.
I kind of got that from the first 3 seconds. No, I got that before we even started having this conversation. But, like, thinking that Lolicon has the right to exist, yes, can be part of maturing for somebody.
How is that maturing, though? You're like thinking it's okay to allow children to be drawn sexually.
Fake children just want to.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're fucking fake or not, because it can still lead to problems outside of fiction.
Just want to let you know.
And you've agreed to that. You said that it could cause problems outside of fiction, and you still support this shit.
Yeah, anything can cause problems outside of fiction.
Right, so then why are you supporting something that is more likely to cause problems outside of fiction?
Supporting something that made you punch a hole in the wall?
Because I've...
Can we get back to that for a bit and talk about...
Because I've gotten rid of my anger issues? Like...
Do you still play games like Fortnite?
I still play Fortnite. I still play Valorant. I still play a lot of games.
Well, then because you use that as a comparison. You literally...
No, you brought up video games and anger issues.
You specifically used Fortnite and the fact that you punched a hole in the wall as a comparison. So I'm going to continue to use that because you brought up that specific example.
Okay, so what are you using that against?
I'm saying that why can Fortnite exist? Because it can cause people to
I don't understand how you think Fortnite and the drawing of fucking children leading to more sexual shit for children are the same thing.
You compared them.
Yeah, I compared them because it was a situation that happened to me personally.
Yeah, and now I'm comparing the exact same thing, and apparently it's an issue to do it.
No, it's an issue because you still think child okay.
But
it's not child. It is child considered child.
I didn't say that. You're literally making up things. You're literally making
but you've used the point of it's not really child.
No,
because there's no real children.
That's not what I said. I said that it's specifically that whether it is child or not is dependent on a judge and jury, and also is a good portion of Lolicon content could not be considered because of certain factors.
But your point is that art that is considered Lolicon and is sexual and would be considered sexual is still okay because it's fictional. I said, okay, I don't know if I can say in the exact same words, but I said, you said that it's okay because it's fictional, even when it's like known to be sexual, and could be deemed by like a court of law that it's child.
Well, it is. I do think it is okay. I don't. Think
How do you think it's okay though? Like it's.
No, I think. I don't like using the word
like I
okay.
understand your point. Like it's censorship. There's still shit that needs to be censored. Shit needs to be censored. Some shit have an extent to where it needs to be censored. Like
if by censored you mean removed entirely, then it's
not okay. I'm saying shit needs to be censored.
If it's completely fictional,
that okay. I don't think it being fictional is a point of why it should be allowed. I don't think that is. It's still child. That's why it shouldn't be allowed.
Like I also just want to point out that something being illegal doesn't automatically make it immoral.
But it is immoral. You would think people looking at child porn is wrong.
Okay.
Do you agree that people looking at child is wrong? Do you?
Real child porn.
Oh, but what? Okay, no, it's considered child. It is child porn.
Which one? Just say drawings or real children. Just which one?
You're trying to make a comparison, and yes, obviously I'm going to say real children because there's real children that are.
The question.
But there's also real children. But there's also real children that will see this child porn, and will get influenced to think, it's okay for me to be with an adult.
Real children will see any kind of porn. They can see any kind of
right,
porn.
And child porn shouldn't be allowed to be seen by anyone.
I don't.
And you're gonna use the point that it's fiction.
Yes, that children.
That's your only point, is it's because it's fiction, and I've rebutted it. But I've explained why. I've explained why it shouldn't be allowed, even though it is fiction.
I've explained why. I think your explanation is lacking.
How is it lacking? I've explained. Like it's influencing people to think it's okay, including children. It's influence, but it is influencing. It's happened by the fucking comment that was right there. It's influenced children to think that it's okay for children to be okay with adults.
Children shouldn't be looking at it. That's like saying,
right. That's like saying children shouldn't be looking at porn, but they're still looking at it.
Well, yeah, and that by that logic, porn shouldn't exist, like at all.
Sure.
Like it should not.
Why the fuck? I don't see why that's. It doesn't involve children and like.
Okay. Like
regular porn doesn't involve children. Does not involve children at all.
No,
it might it might influence them to think, being sexual sometimes is okay, but child thinking it will influence them to think that being with an adult is okay as a child.
You're missing the point. You are saying that drawings of children in sexual scenarios is bad because.
Listen to what you just said. Listen to what you just said. You're about to explain why children being drawn in a sexual way should be allowed.
As a way to explain why you're missing the point. Because you're completely missing what I'm saying. You keep repeating the same thing instead of actually.
I would honestly rather off myself than have this bad of a take.
Cool. Anyway. So you said that fictional children in sexual scenarios is bad because real children could see it and they could be affected by it.
Yes.
And yes.
It can also affect adults too.
Well, that's
to think that it's even more okay, especially by pedophiles.
That you don't have proof for that, but that's a whole.
But I don't have. But I don't have proof of the children shit. I can get a scenario from anyone.
Well,
or it has happened. Because I'm telling you right now, it is 100% has happened.
Yeah, maybe
do you not think that a pedophile hasn't seen child, jerked it off, and then went to like a fucking mall or something and had a child in a bathroom?
I think that maybe that has happened, but
No, it has happened. It's literally been caught by a lot of people who catch predators. They indulge in child porn. They indulge in child porn and then go out and do the real thing. That's why predators exist.
Maybe, but those things aren't related. Whether the
they are related though. They are related. They are related. They are. How do you not know that they're not related? They are related. They're both. They're child. It's child porn. It's child porn. A fucking pedophile who goes out and child.
Proof it didn't happen.
Proof it didn't happen. Open your fucking ears. There's fucking predators out there who catch people who are into lolly and then find that shit out and then go fucking meet up with a child to do sexual shit.
Those pedophiles will harm children whether or not lolicon is involved.
But it's influencing them to think it's even more okay, and it's influencing them to want to go out and do that shit even more.
Studies to prove that.
You don't need studies to prove it when it's right in front of your fucking eyes. Just watch a single predator catching video.
Okay, how do those videos prove that lolicon?
Because there's videos out there that literally says that they really indulge in lolly, and them themselves have proved that they them themselves has quoted that they fucking look at lolly.
So you think pedophiles are so horrible, yet you're using them?
Oh my god, yes, of course. Who doesn't think pedophiles are horrible?
Oh, then
You clearly.
Then why are you using the word of pedophile as a source? Why are you saying that?
Because pedophiles open their fucking mouth way too much and just expose themselves for being a fucking weirdo.
You know, there is like, you should not be trusting a pedophile at their word.
Oh, but when they give, there's been cases where pedophiles send child to children, including lolly.
Well, yeah, and that's bad, and they should not.
That's bad, but then okay, but now you're gonna go into that's bad, but it's still okay because it's fiction.
No, because you're involving a real child with that content.
Right, but it influences the adult to.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
Do you think pedophiles are stupid? Like, do you think?
Yes.
No, they're not stupid.
Yes, they are.
Manipulating children. They are not stupid.
Yes, they are to want to go up and meet with someone who could possibly be an adult acting like a child.
I'm actually pretty pissed right now that you are saying that pedophiles are these stupid fucking babies.
They're stupid fucking incels, yeah. I think it's okay to have sex with minors.
They're not stupid.
They are stupid. You're trying to tell me that pedophiles aren't stupid?
Yes, they are people who are intentionally.
They intentionally go out and meet with someone who they think is a minor, and it suddenly is not a minor.
Sadistic people. They are sadistic, evil people who enjoy harming
who
children.
Indulge in lolly sometimes, and that's why lolly shouldn't be drawn.
That's okay. No, listen to me. Pedophiles are purposely manipulative.
My God.
If you know anything about sexual grooming, you would know that grooming is a very specific train of events. It is not accidental. It's not a pedophile.
Well, no shit, it's not accidental. They know what they're doing, of course, but they they know that they're about to go meet a minor, and then they find a fucking 40-year-old man that's catching them, being a fucking weirdo.
Listen to what
That's
I'm
them
saying.
being fucking stupid. That's them being stupid and going out to meet a minor.
Listen to what I'm saying. By saying that pedophiles are these stupid people who are constantly influenced by the fucking...
Do you not think that lolly isn't influencing pedophiles to go out? Yeah, it does though. No, it literally does.
I need proof.
Any type of child influence a fucking pedophile to go out there and do something.
I don't think oh my god. I don't even think real child influences them.
Are you fucking stupid? There's many cases where real child porn still considered child porn.
And real child
there's many cases. There's no. There's many cases with like text evidence of this person saying, "Yeah, I indulge in child porn," and then they go meet with a fucking child.
No fucking shit. That doesn't mean... No, listen to what I'm saying. Do not interrupt me. And if you interrupt me, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed and I'm leaving this call.
I really should have interrupted her. It'd been really, really funny. It would be less for me to fucking edit. That's for damn sure. There's still 40 minutes of this shit.
So, listen. If a real child does not influence the pedophile, they see it, they like it, obviously, and they enjoy that content, does that mean that it influences them? No, whether this content exists or not does not determine whether these pedophiles are going to go out and actually harm real children. Does that mean that real child porn should exist? No, absolutely fucking not. And the reason why it should not exist is because it exploits and sexualizes real life children. And these pedophiles are getting off to these images of real life children, and those children are innocent beings who should not be seen in that way. And they there was
Wait. Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
So you said innocent children shouldn't be seen in that way, right?
Yeah.
So how no, but you didn't say real children. So how okay, but how something that's supposed to be innocent drawn sexually, you don't think that's bad? It's supposed to be innocent though, but it's not drawn innocently.
I mean, that depends on the drawing.
No. It's lolicon that would be deemed in court as child porn. Is that not supposed?
But the children are fake. The issue with
okay.
child
Oh my fucking god.
Are real human
I've rebutted the whole "it's fake though" thing many fucking times.
No. I'm just trying to say the reason why real child porn is bad and fucking fake drawings
Dude,
of
you're
children
trying to justify child porn.
Let me. I don't care what you have to say right now because I'm trying to talk. So the reason why real child porn is a issue and is bad and should not exist, but fake drawings of fake children isn't an issue is because these real children are human beings that exist and are being sexualized as people who again actually exist, and they are being often exploited by adults to get those images and videos of them, which harms their development and harms the development. It can harm the physical body. It can harm them in so many ways, and it is.
And you don't think?
Nature. Shut up for a second. And fake child porn. Well, it's child porn in quotes because again, it entirely depends. Fake drawings of children that do not exist. There is no child being harmed. There's no exploitative nature into it because there's no real children being depicted. And if there is real children being depicted, then that's a whole different discussion. Because drawing porn of real children is a horrible issue and falls more under real CP than fake CP in my personal interpretation of it. And it's still exploitative. That's why I consider it more like real CP. But disregarding that. When people draw these images of fake children, these children, there's no harm being done to these children. There's no exploitativeness because the child doesn't exist. It's a fake character that does not exist, will never exist. This fake child, it's a drawing, it's an animation, whatever. There's no life that this child has. There's no consciousness that this child has. There's no harm that is being done to this child because it doesn't exist.
Okay, but alright, you've been talking a lot. Can I make a point? You think that the drawings of something fake can't influence people to think that it's okay to do that shit in real life?
Influence children that
no, it can influence anyone.
No, shut up. I'm trying to give my opinion and you're butting in to give your own when you asked me a question. When you ask someone a question, you wait until they're done fucking answering before giving your own opinion. So basically, I think that it can influence children, specifically usually on the younger side,
and you think that's okay?
No, because I think
but you're still supporting something that can cause something for that to happen.
Again, if you keep interrupting me, especially after you ask me specifically a question, then I'm gonna fucking leave because there's no point in trying to talk.
Okay, but the thing is, you talk for 5 minutes straight without letting me make a point, and the point that I have will go away out of my brain, and that's why I try to budge in to try to.
A question. You can say what you need to say after I'm done with the question.
Yeah, but you yap for 5 minutes instead of getting straight to the point.
Well, the 5 becomes 10 when you keep interrupting.
The 5 becomes 10 when you add more and more and more and more shit.
No, I'm literally just stop asking me questions if you don't want to hear me answer them. It's not that hard.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. So, like I was saying, I do think it influences certain types of people. It can influence young children who see this content and who they should not be seeing this content in the first place, and they think it's okay because children they're like sponges. They soak up the shit they see from, especially from older people. They'll soak that up. That's why grooming is so effective. It's because children are easily manipulated. That's probably not what they're easily manipulated, and it can also affect people who have severe mental illness who can't differentiate the difference between reality properly, and they do not understand that stuff like that is only something that should ever be shown in fiction and never in reality. The average adult will understand this, but people who have severe mental illness or mental disabilities might not understand that, and therefore they should not be looking at that content either, and they should probably be in the care of someone who is able to make sure they're not indulging in harmful content that will inevitably harm them. And the average adult will not experience that. They will not be influenced to do anything like that because they are normal people, and if they're pedophiles they already have these desires, and they're indulging in the fictional content, or even the real content, won't make them more or less likely to harm real children. They're going to do that whether they indulge in lolicon or not.
All right. So, can you say that again? But in very simple terms.
Yeah, the people who I think are affected by that content is not affected. The people who I think are influenced to commit real actions by, or not even influenced to commit real actions, just influenced to think that those things are okay in real life is children, usually on the younger side, and people with severe mental illness or mental disability. something that makes their brain not able to truly differentiate fiction from reality.
Alright, so you don't think adults cannot at all be triggered unless they have a mental disability into thinking that it's okay?
For the most part, yeah. Like, yeah,
you said for the most part, so you understand that it can happen, and you're still supporting this.
No, I mean, what I said for the most part, I meant, like, the mental disability thing.
But like, people do, it does happen. It literally does happen.
I would prove of that.
It happens in other scenarios. It's not just CP, it's just
the adults who think that those things are okay in real life don't think that that's okay in real life because they saw some lolly porn and thought it was hot. It's because
how do you know?
Because it's common sense.
Right, but when I say something that is common sense, you say, I need proof of that. I need proof of that. But when you say something's common sense, and I say I need proof of that, you don't give me proof. I'm gonna need statistics on that, actually. I'm gonna need proof. No, I'm gonna need proof.
There are statistics that show.
Can you send me those, maybe?
I could find them. It would take a little bit because I'd have to find a good credible article. But it is shown that adults are not influenced by. It's a mix of studies and common sense to show that adults are very unlikely to be influenced in the same way children are. Like it's just I can show you stuff about brain development and how that works and how like certain parts of the brain dictate certain parts of people's personality and stuff like that. And my point is that the average mentally healthy adult person will not see lolly content and they think, oh, that's really hard. I think this is okay in real life now. If an adult thinks that real pedophilia,
but that does happen.
No, if an adult thinks that pedophilia is okay, they do not think it's okay because of lolicon. They think it's okay because they are morally bad. They are morally horrible people. There are lots of adults who are pro-pedophilia. They don't even necessarily have to be pedophiles. They're just pro-pedophilia.
I think that makes them a pedophile.
Well, no, pedophilia means you have attraction to children. You can
okay, but that's still
attraction to children is
fucking
okay without
gross.
Yeah, it is fucking gross. I 100% agree
so,
with you.
So, what's the difference with being attracted to something that looks like like let's say lolicon and this fucking person's like 8 years old and someone's attracted to that? What then?
I don't know.
Does that not make them a pedophile?
I wouldn't say necessarily in the least.
But it does. It's CP. Oh my God, they're getting off to CP.
This is again with you not letting me.
Alright, wait, hold on. Can I get someone in here? Like, just to listen.
Who?
Their name's Senshin They just asked to join.
Honestly, I think we're nearing the end anyway, because I'm probably gonna leave.
We were totally nearing the end anyways, as she said.
Soon, so probably not.
They were like interested in your points and were like kind of confused.
Sure.
Alright. Alright. So
alright. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was saying that the reason why I believe that doesn't necessarily make you a pedophile is because I think that I think that it's a very, very complicated subjective thing compared to real children, and the reason why I think that is because whether an anime character, a cartoon character, looks like a child is very subjective. It is because cartoons are not mirrors of reality, and they have different features, and whether a character looks like a child or not can be entirely subjective to whoever's looking at it. So I think that it is not a good idea to call people pedophiles over being attracted to fictional lollies, because it's kind of just it's a very complicated thing to the point where it is very, 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 very likely that you're calling someone a pedophile when they aren't, and that is very, very dangerous, because falsely calling people pedophiles can not only be considered things like slander and libel, but it's also just generally a shitty thing to do that can ruin people's lives over fucking drawings, and I think that's pretty stupid.
Okay, what about Ava Chris Tyson and them being called a pedophile for indulging in lolly?
I don't know everything about that situation, so I can't.
I can break it down real simple for you.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So, Ava Chris Tyson purchased shit from Shadman, who was the one who drew Keemstar's daughter sexually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then basically put it up in like a Mr. Beast like room. I don't know exactly where what this was.
Keemstar's daughter? Yo,
yeah, that's crazy.
2016 shit right there.
Yeah, but pretty much that, and then they had a Discord where they would make a lot of sexual jokes to minors, and there was an NFSW fucking section channel when the fucking admins and mods were literally minors.
Okay, so what was the audit that they commissioned from Shadman? Was that Lolicon, or was it?
Yep, it was Lolly.
Okay. Was it of a fake child or like a real child?
I don't fucking know. You act like I know that shit.
Alright, so for the purpose of argument, I'm gonna say it's a fake child unless I, like, hear otherwise.
The whole fake child, not like real child thing. Name one anime character that is like drawn like a lolly that isn't underage. Name one.
No, I don't watch anime, so I don't watch anime, so I would not be able to tell you.
Would you say that anything drawn with like, and then somebody calls it lolly, you look at it, does that look like the child version of an anime character to you, or does it look like a grown up?
I'm not even sure what you're saying, but if you're saying the thing with like, it looks like a child, it's subjective compared to real children, because the thing is
subjectively a child.
Well, I mean,
is it subjectively a child? If it's literally a child, is it subjectively a child?
Well, if it's a character that doesn't exist, then it's.
But characters do exist. What do you mean?
If somebody is drawing a character, a fictional character that does not exist, it is like fake, non-existent, something that somebody made up, then that is not.
Okay. You just keep stuttering and saying the same thing over and over again.
Well, yeah, I have speech problems.
Okay, but by your logic, let's say that people called me like a psychopath, and then when I'm by myself, I draw pictures of them fucking getting murdered by me. Mm-hmm. Does that subjectively mean that I'm not a psychopath?
Well, if we're going by...
Because it's not real,
no,
so like I'm all fine and dandy.
No, let me explain how that's completely different. And this is under a similar thing to the whole Keemstar's daughter thing, because Keemstar's daughter is a real person who was being drawn in a sexual manner as a minor. That is not okay, because it's a real person being exploited. Even if it is a drawing, it's a drawing of a person who actually exists. And with what you're talking about, that's also in the same boat. It's a real... these are real people who you are drawing in these violent scenarios, and I don't know whether you would be considered a psychopath, because that's a whole fucking... it's a whole thing, but that would also not be okay or moral, in my opinion, because they are real people. But if we're talking about fake people, like a lot of violent media or violent drawings, stuff like that, portray fictional characters getting murdered in a lot of the time very brutal ways, and that doesn't make the artist a bad person, because the characters being involved are fake. But if they were to draw that of real people because they're mad at them or whatever the hell,
wait, can I ask a question?
Person. Yeah.
He's that person who had like a sculpture of like Trump's head cut off, do you think that's okay?
Wait, what?
Like a sculpture of Trump's head being cut off. You think that's okay?
Wait, so wait, did they make a sculpture
Yes.
of Trump it off?
Yes.
Well, personally, Donald Trump is like a fucking rapist, and I fucking hate
no, no. Wait, no. Hold on. But you just said. That's like a contradiction.
Well, he's a fucking
No matter what who the person is, you'd still be a psychopath.
Trump, fuck that guy.
I didn't say anything about a psychopath.
I don't like Trump.
I don't know whether he would be considered a psychopath or not, because I don't know what the
Alright,
qualifications
but
are.
how is it any different just because it's someone you personally do not like? That's very much bias. Like, I don't like Trump at all. I don't like Trump at all, but I can acknowledge that that's very much bias.
Yeah, I agree it's biased, but like as a general rule, people should not be drawing that.
But Trump is a real person.
Yeah.
So, but you literally were about to justify someone doing that.
But didn't you tell me to kill myself?
I did not tell you to kill yourself. I did not.
You said jump. That means jump off a building.
Well, you didn't get the full context. I recorded jump with a parachute and land safely.
What?
I said jump with a parachute and land safely, but I edited it to make it say jump.
Oh, that's really funny, man. No, this isn't. No, you said jump.
How can you tell me what I said though? Because I know what I said. I said jump with a parachute and land safely, but I edited it to only say jump. I just want you guys to know that I was trolling during this time. It's because I literally got so tired of debating with this motherfucker. I just had to troll.
Oh my god. You're not funny. Like this isn't funny. I'm just fucking.
I mean, I made a good point.
No, you didn't.
I did. I said you have bias against Trump, and you were about to justify.
How about I say kill yourself and then mute for a couple seconds? What would you think then? You would think it's pretty shit.
I honestly wouldn't give a fuck, knowing that it's coming from an incel. So.
An incel? What the fuck?
You know what an incel is?
I know what an incel is, but I have a partner. How am I an incel when I have a partner?
Have you ever met that partner in real life?
Yes, we are real life dating for real. Like
For real, like grade 6 dating.
What?
How even old are you?
Them in real life. They are a real life person.
They're 16, almost 17. And that's why I find this to be scary, because they're almost an adult.
But seriously, why are you calling me an incel?
Dude, because you're acting like an incel.
How have I been acting like an incel?
You're supporting CP.
That does not make me an incel. Do you know what an incel is? An incel?
I said you're acting like an incel.
Okay, how am I acting like an incel?
Yeah, you remind me a lot of my friend, my good old friend and butt. Here, I'll show you a picture.
I don't need to see a picture.
You remind me of fucking Elliot Rogers.
Alright, so... Wow, you guys, if you're watching this, you made it to the end. I kind of stopped caring to edit for this because a lot of it was just trolling or shit that I don't care to put in the video. But if you guys want me to release the other 20 fucking minutes of the video that's basically the same shit, then I'll do it because I don't really care. But yeah. Like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know. It's fucking very long video.